Hello, my dude, my man, my compadre. So, here's another video. This is the top 10 movies of 2017. By the way, I just want to say sorry for the stuttering, sorry for the mid-sentence stopping. I'm gonna get better at it. It's mostly because I wonder if I can even show this. I hope I don't get... Well, I don't even get videos occasionally. But still, I don't want my channel taken away. Because I have a lot of subscriptions. I wonder if when they take down your channel, they also take away your Gmail. Because I also use my Gmail a lot, and not exactly for this YouTube-related stuff, but whatever. Anyway, I hope to get better at this. I'm not used to talking, in this way, in this form, so thank you for having the patience and giving me the chance to, talk to you guys. I know I'm not that entertaining. Or I hope I am. I really do hope that I, do something for you guys. So, and I'm recording this in this way because I'm not sure, I think it uploads a lot faster when I do, see, in there again, I'm stopping at mid-sentence. I am catching myself. You can at least give me that. So, I don't know. Here you go. So, where was I? Oh yeah, the whole top 10 movies of this year. I'm sorry again. I'm sorry again. I'm gonna be better at this. I know I should be writing a script and I should be doing whatever MadPad and Katie Wilson do, and man, it doesn't seem fun at that point, I just want to have fun. So here you go. I'm gonna start at number 1 and finish at number 10. I know everyone else starts at number 10 and goes to 1, but I feel that for my favorite movies of this year, I don't have much to say about them as much as I have for the other movies that I didn't hate, but they didn't amaze me, or they kind of just came out flat for me. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go from number 1 to number 10. So at number 1, okay, just before I begin, something else to note. Any of the number 1 to 4 spots, I feel, can easily be the number 1 movie of the year. Like, you can classify the number 1 to number 4 spot as all tied at number 1. To me, quite personally, I feel that these 4 movies are probably like the best of the year. Are probably, maybe, 2 of those movies will be remembered as the movie of the year, depending on what you think. But this is my personal list. I'm gonna add the other 2 as just, as a personal favorite to me. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with Annabelle Creation. And I know, I get it. Like, Annabelle Creation, I feel that it's a bit underrated, not that many people talked about it. I understand that not many people were excited for this movie to come out, and at least until we saw the marketing for it, people thought, oh, maybe this is gonna be like the Ouija scenario where the sequel is way better than the original, and it was. But it still didn't get as good reviews as the Ouija sequel. I don't understand why. So, and it was the one that scared me the most out of all the horror movies this year. So, with that being said, I'm gonna give it its props. And it was a fun movie. It was. And not only did it fix and brought a lot of things that I feel that an Annabelle movie should have, because if you hear the horror stories of what has happened when you get close to that doll, like, it brought that type of intensity to it, don't get me wrong. So, at number 2, this movie I'm not gonna say that I was excited for. I didn't really know what to expect, but it was a movie that I felt like it was kind of like one of those independent movies that I was going to give it a chance to go off and see because it looked fun, it looked original. I didn't really know much about it going in, and I was willing to say, alright, critics be damned if I don't feel anything coming out of this, because the critics always view it in a different way than the audience, the average Joe does. At least I might have a fair time at the movies, and lo and behold, I actually liked it a lot, mostly because of the song choices. It reminded me a lot of Drive, and I think it's basically Drive with a bit of comedy. You know what it is? It is probably like the most Quentin Tarantino movie of the year, without it being from Quentin Tarantino. And with that said, it's at number 2 for me, and it has a lot of great action. I like the relationship between the two characters. And, okay, well, that's not something I wanted to do. What the hell? Well, I guess it's for the best. So yeah, I want to make it loud and clear, I'm not a huge fan of Edgar Wright, who directed the thing. Many people love the guy, but don't get me wrong, I think he's a cool dude. And I feel he probably would have done a better job with Ant-Man than the other guy who actually ended up doing Ant-Man. Bet that's just me. Oh, sorry about this. Still have a cold. So at number 3. At number 3, it's Wonder Woman. Well, actually, no. At number 3, Well, like again, like I said, they're all basically... It is hard for me to choose. Like, it was hard for me to choose the number one spot, but here you go. At number 3, I guess it's gonna be Wonder Woman. Like, the more I think about that movie, the more I like it. Granted, I still feel that that movie could have been a bit more violent. Or maybe not more violent, more visceral. Like they did in Batman vs. Superman. Now, I get it. Not that many people like Batman vs. Superman. Sorry again. But I do. And it was the number one movie for me of last year. And I know that sounds like, oh, what a... Come on, you have to be kidding. Like, that's a thing that people... And I get it. It's a movie that, at this point, for me to even, like, bring it up, it's... Like, I prefer not to. I will defend it, but... Only when I have the time and the patience for it. But, like, with this movie... Like I've said this before, they were trying to please both the haters and the people who are already fans of this. And I don't think they should have done that. Or if they were, they like throw a bone at the haters but still keep the things that the fans do like about this. That's not what they did, though. Well, no, actually, Patty Jenkins did do a great job of it, and she did bring that maturity that I do like from the DCU. It was with Justice League where I feel that they were really giving a lot to the haters. So, yeah. Oh man. Okay, I don't even know if I can make it through this, guys. But I'm gonna power through it, my man. I'm not gonna let this take me down just yet. Oh god. Let me see what... Okay. So at number 4 is it. You know what? I'm real... Like, this is why I have trouble with saying whether or not this is gonna... Well, what's the point of me moving it over here? It's like the same. This game, my man. Jesus. I might have to start over. This game is just... See, now it just wants me to move it over there. Like, the point of this is to have all of the same color and symbols. From the king to ace. And that is very hard. When one of these cards that should be at the very top of the pile is sitting right here blocking all of these. Same with this, like, That's the point of the game, is to figure out how to. But, man. Yeah, so it was a fun movie. I feel it was gonna be as perfect as it could have been. Or at least it was better than it could have been. Like, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, they're gonna... I, for one, thought they're gonna ruin this thing. Like, I thought this is way too over the top. And it does have its moments where it does feel over the top. I personally think, though, that at the end of this year... Well, it is the end of the year, but... in future years, I think this is the movie that when you bring up 2017, that's gonna be the movie. Well, not the movie, but that's gonna be the year where people will probably relate it to more with it, you know? Like, to me, a lot more people would agree that it was the #1 movie of 2017. I think a lot more people would agree with that. But, of course, this is my thing. I didn't like it as much as other people did. Don't get me wrong, it was a fun movie. It reminded me a lot of what people have been saying about Stranger Things. I thought, alright, this is like the closest thing to a Stranger Things movie we're gonna get, at least for the meantime. And it was fun to see that. Now at number 5, Kong Skull Island. You know, I just wanted more action. That's my only complaint with that movie, but that's... You know, same with Godzilla. I wanted more action with that movie too. Not to say that I don't love Godzilla. I do. I do love Godzilla. Godzilla reminded me a lot of Jurassic Park. I feel that in the same way, this movie also reminded me of Jurassic Park. In the way that, at least in the way that how they arrived at the island, with Samuel L. Jackson saying, hold on to your butts. It really was a love letter to Jurassic Park. So I do appreciate that. It's like Warner Brothers saying, hey, we might not have Jurassic Park, but here's our own little Jurassic Park type thing. And at number 5 is Justice League. Now this is, like, from number 5 to number 10, I'm gonna start talking about what I wish I would have seen from these movies. They kind of didn't exactly fulfill my expectations or whatever I wanted to see out of them. Like, again, I said this earlier, I feel that one of the things that they did is that they made everybody seem weak. I'm fine with having Superman being the muscle, but to have him, like, overpower everyone that much is... You know, I feel that Wonder Woman should have, like, also driven Superman through a crater, especially knowing that the people who saw Wonder Woman went into Justice League wanting to see something similar of Wonder Woman in Justice League. And for the most part, they did, I guess, keep some of the things, but they also, I don't know, people loved the maturity of this franchise. People may say, no, why have it be mature? It needs to be a cartoon. It needs to be for kids. It needs to be for that. Guess what? People do like the maturity, the seriousness of it. Maybe not too serious, but they do like it, being serious, being a bit intense, being a bit dramatic, being a bit, you know, it raises the stakes here. It makes me feel that the world really is gonna end. Because when they're just making jokes and they're just not taking everything seriously, well, I don't feel as if it matters. And I wish it would. But, you know, it was kind of a shame they took the symbolism out. They took a bunch of other stuff out. But still a fun movie, I feel. It's still a movie that I'm willing to go see again. And it's a movie that I wanted to see again, but never actually had the time to go out and see it again. But, you know, that's probably just an excuse. I'm sure if I really did like it as much as I did, I would have made time for it, so I don't know. Take it for what you want. At number 6, I'm gonna put John Wick 2. I'll agree it's a little low on this list, but I don't know, it was like rewatching the first movie. And if I'm gonna rewatch the first movie, then I'll rewatch the first movie. Granted, I still had a good time with this. It was still a fun movie. I just feel that I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie, but I wish we would have had, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what else they could have done. I love where they left off, which was basically John Wick being hunted down by a reflippant hitman from the little society that he was a part of. That's a cool idea. So, I'm excited for the sequel. It's just that it's like, there's just moments that I forget completely that I saw that movie this year. At number 7, I'm gonna put Atomic Blonde. Like, oh man, that movie to me would have been a lot better, again, if it had more action and less chatter than it had. You know, it was edited differently. Like, again, it was kind of like, it was a good movie. It was pieced together quite fine. Like, the beginning, middle, and end are there, but it's just, I don't know, it was just a bit slow, and they made it seem as if she was gonna, like, bring a can of whoop ass every single, you know, second to this, and she didn't, and that's a shame. And I feel that Atomic Blonde and what's that other John Wick, I think they could have a crossover together. I think I would be so excited to see that. It'd be awesome to see that. So hopefully they do that. I don't know if they actually will, though. I'm just saying it would be cool. At number 8, I guess I'm gonna say Logan. And I know this is also a bit lower on the list that you probably would have expected, but with Logan, to me, it just didn't feel like the goodbye Hugh Jackman Wolverine to me. Like, for many people, this movie was enough to say, oh yeah, this is the best Wolverine movie. He's leaving on a high. Well, yeah, that's cool and all, but is this really the last Wolverine movie? That's kind of a shame. I felt like it was like they gave me like an interesting first movie of a new trilogy, and then they just ended it with the first movie. That's how it feels like, to me at least. And it was, it was interesting, but when I think of a goodbye Wolverine movie, I think of Jean, and Cyclops, and Magneto, those main people who have been with him in the franchise for the longest time ever, my man. I mean, I'm sorry, but just a random little kid and these black people who they met on the road. That's fine, again, for, like, the first movie, but it doesn't bring any, emotion to it when he says his goodbyes to them. What number am I on? So, I'm gonna say number 9 now. I'm not sure if this is true or not. Did I miss Star Wars? Oh no. I guess it is Star Wars' turn now. Damn. Can't believe I missed Star Wars up until now. Tell you what. Star Wars, you can put it next to Justice League. Basically the same things that I had a problem with Justice League, I had a problem with Star Wars. Not serious enough. Not really that emotional enough. And it just ended in a way that I just didn't care, so. As for number 9, I don't remember any other movies, so. Oh yeah, now I know. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think I'll put that at number 9. Like, I get it. I get why people like it, but the Marvel movies now are just, look, I'll give them this. They even out the playing field so much that that's fine. That no one is, stronger, or there's no, like, one character that overshadows every other character across the landscape of Marvel. That's cool, okay? But at the same time, I'm starting to not care about any of it. Because I get it, okay? You're gonna make movies until we all die. Until Disney dies or whatever, but I'm starting to not care. I have not bought a Marvel movie since the Avengers. I just want to make that clear. And if I don't buy your movie, then I don't care about it that much. And same thing with Thor Ragnarok, it's at number 10 for me. You know, when I heard that Thor and Hulk were gonna be in a movie together, I was hoping for, like, just those two, not a bunch of other stuff put together. Man, just keep it simple, man. I don't care. But whatever. That was my top 10 movie list of the year. Take it or leave it. So, goodbye and have a nice day.